In the hope to change your perspective about Africa, we are going to talk about Tanzania. Hello everyone, my name is Karin. I am from Congo. Me and my colleagues Joanna, Salina and Musfira are going to talk about investing in Tanzania. First of all, let me locate Tanzania on the African map. Tanzania is an East African country which is just located on the coast of Indian Ocean. It is a part of the Eastern African Community, which is made of 7 countries: Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Burundi, South Sudan, Tanzania, and obviously DRC that has just joined recently. Tanzanian people are very welcoming, kind, and trustworthy. So while going to open a business in Tanzania, try as much as possible to not break someone's trust, because once you have broken it, it will never come back. As far as starting a new business in Tanzania, it's not difficult and also less expensive. By the fact that the government itself has opened a website for foreign investors to register their company, you don't need to be in Tanzania for you to start a business, and also it has reduced the taxes for the new investors.
Now I'm going to talk about the issues that the Tanzania government is facing at the moment. Tanzania really needs industry so they can increase their imports. When you go to the statistics, when you consider the EU countries, they use the same legislation in terms of trade relations. Tanzania needs a lot of foreign direct investments since trade is not favorable to them. They need a lot of different industries. When I say industries, it doesn't only mean manufacturing, but you can consider in broad aspects in terms of agriculture and IT. They need a lot of them so they can boost their economy. Because Tanzania depends so heavily on hydroelectricity, the majority of the issues they are currently dealing with are related to climate change. The war with Ukraine has also affected Tanzania. It has pushed the energy and food price very high, which is affecting the new businesses. Well, how did COVID-19 pandemic affected businesses in Tanzania? Well, of course, as every country was affected by COVID-19, Tanzania also went through tough times. For instance, Zanzibar in Tanzania, their main source of their income is tourism. As there were not enough flights coming in, there was no income. When you go to that region, the economy it depends almost all in tourism, tour guide, and the hotels, which were all closed. The most advantage Tanzania had was it was one of the countries that took unique approach in terms of the economical policy, because they didn't implement the complete lockdown. That at least minimized the economic effects. They implemented other simple but effective protocols like awareness of washing hands, using sanitizers, and wearing masks. If you compare Tanzania with the other neighboring countries, Tanzania went 20% down in economic growth, while other countries went almost to -1%.
The first topic I'm going to talk about is how to deal with specific characteristics while negotiating a business deal. The most important thing that people should have in mind when investing in Tanzania is that they need to have a nice preparation. The preparation is to understand what they expect from you or what possible things they are interested in. You have to make sure to understand the issues that are going to be discussed that day and to put a lot of effort and be able to understand Tanzania's business ethics. Secondly, you should seem interested in the business deal. You have to make sure they understand your priorities and the deals that are written on the paper. You have to make sure that your interests are being considered by the other side, because of course in a deal both sides have their interests. The other topic I'm going to talk about is top sectors to invest in Tanzania. So Tanzania has become open to direct foreign investments. It has a strategic location to establish business because the country possesses natural resources, especially for agriculture sector, which makes about 29% of Tanzania's GDP. It is a really crucial sector of the economy as it fills in for over half of the labor force required for production. Another good sector in Tanzania to invest is pharmaceutical sector, and it would be best for the person or the company who decides to invest in Tanzania for this sector to be able to open a manufacturing in Tanzania because Tanzania is already importing drugs only from other countries, and if manufacturing would be available in Tanzania, then the taxes would be reduced and the cost would be low. Other sectors which are good to invest in Tanzania are telecommunication and mining sector.
Hello, I'm Musfira. I will be introducing you some of the most important business etiquettes. First thing first, let's talk about greetings. When men greeting men, a handshake is usually the most appropriate, but you need to make sure that you're using your right hand and not the left hand, as left hand is considered unclean. However, greeting between man and a woman depend on the nature of the relationship. So if a man is Muslim, then a woman may bow and greet. But handshakes are not appropriate, and vice versa. Same goes with a Muslim woman and a man. Moving on to the views of time. In most situations, Tanzanians have little to no concept of time, and they're not overly concerned with being punctual. So the chances of meetings starting at time are very low. In most cases, it can be late up to several hours. Let's talk about gender issues. Tanzania is going through a transition when it comes to gender roles, but it is still a very much male-dominated society. In rural areas, women are expected to cook, clean, and take care of the children. In short, to be a housewife. However, in urban areas, women can work and have a career as well. So it really depends on the location actually, but it is still a very heavily male-dominated society. Last but not least, let's talk about taboos. In rural areas and in Zanzibar, it is considered unacceptable for women to wear tank tops and shorts. Women are expected to wear or dress modestly. So they're expected to wear skirts, which will be below their knees, and shirts with sleeves, not sleeveless. Also with men, it is actually unacceptable for men and inappropriate to wear shorts that will be above their knees. Some other taboos are that Tanzanians do not use their left hand while eating or touching someone. I've mentioned it earlier. Also, it is considered rude to let your bottom of the foot or shoe pointing at someone. So for example, if you're in sitting arrangement, you should keep that thing in your mind to not sit in a way where your bottom of your foot or shoe facing towards someone or pointing towards someone. The last taboo I will be sharing is for women, smoking in public is unacceptable. Women who dress provocatively, smokes, goes to bar are seen and considered as prostitutes. It is more of urban versus rural concept, but still you should keep that in mind.